Yo, what up, YouTube? Today I have finally made the perfect Office character tier list. I've been a fan of this show since I started watching it on TV in season 2, and I've watched it every year all the way through once, twice, maybe 3 times. I've probably seen it, I don't know, 25 or 30 times all the way through. I've got the box sets, I've got all the pop figures, I've got so much Office stuff that it's time that I did one of these. So if you agree with the list, let me know what you think. If you don't agree with the list, let me know what you think. And it's kind of a longer video, so I guess that's it. You guys have a good one. So this looks like here. Here we go. This is where we're at. I'm doing this Office characters tier list, my boy. All right, so go ahead and just set the precedence here. She sucked. I'm just gonna put her there just to start. Just get the whole thing started. I don't know who's in here. Maybe Joe Michael's in here with me. I don't know who's in here watching this. But bro, Nellie was terrible. She had no funny anything. Just bad, bro. Who's at my house? Somebody's at my house. Whatever, don't care. All right, Michael Scott. Michael Scott is easily an S tier character in this show, bro. Like, the show wouldn't. So if you guys have listened to any of the Office podcasts, literally the reason that this show even got picked up for a second season is because of the 40-Year-Old Virgin. So without Michael Scott being in the 40-Year-Old Virgin, about halfway through the first season, this show wouldn't have taken off ever. So that's why he's at the top, because without him, there'd be no show. Steve Carell is amazing. Michael Scott is one of the best characters to ever be on TV. Almost Ron Swanson level, but I think Ron Swanson is the greatest television character there ever was. So that's why Michael Scott is here. Oscar Martinez. Oscar is probably a B-level character. I don't know. He was important in the background, but he wasn't ever like a main storyline, except when he was Sex and Angela's husband, and that was actually really funny. So David Wallace, I'm gonna put David Wallace in the C tier because, again, he didn't really have anything funny. He didn't, and the whole time. The entire time that I'm watching this show and David Wallace is in the show, bro, I always thought he looked like Bob Saget. And I'm just not a fan of Bob Saget. So that's why he's here. Gabe is a D. I'm done talking about him. Jim Halpert. Jim is at the top. Jim's at the top. Jim was great. He was great. Just because he had so many funny lines. He had his back and forth with Dwight was great. John Krasinski's a great actor. He had the love story with Pam. The show wouldn't have been the same without Jim. That's what I'm basing this off of, is how much did the show need this character, and how funny was the character in the plot line that they put him in. That's what I'm going to do here. Because I love this show, I've got 40 bobbleheads. I've got, I don't have any of the Office stuff over here, but I've got Office stuff everywhere, man. Like, this show, is my favorite thing that's ever come on the TV. Kevin. I am blanking on Kevin's last name. What's Kevin's last name? Well. Bro, what was Kevin's last name? Malone. Kevin Malone. I'm going to put Kevin in the A tier because Kevin had a lot of really funny lines. Wasn't really super involved with the plot and shit, but really, really funny. Joe Bennett. I like the actress. I think she's been in a lot of funny stuff, except for that weed show on Netflix. It's awful. Put her here with David Wallace, man. Phyllis, I didn't like. I didn't like Phyllis at all, bro. Like, Phyllis never really did anything that much funny. Phyllis never. But she was a bitch, man. Everybody thinks Angela was the bitch. Phyllis was a bitch. Let me know if you guys agree or not, but Phyllis was awful. Not fun at all. Charles Minor. He is going to be our first below Nelly. Because I'm not a fan of Idris Elba. I don't get the hype. It's just not that good. He was bad. Clark, Dwight Jr. He had the really, really funny line, or the storyline with Jan Levinson, where they got the white whale, the white pages, whatever, and that was really, really funny. But so I'll put him up here with Oscar. He wasn't in the show long enough to really grasp any of the storyline or anything. Mose Schrute. So, if we're going off of what the actor, writer, producer, fucking director, I'm blanking on his name now too. If we're going off of everything that he brought to the show, he's a S tier, bro. But Mose was consistently funny. He was consistently he's Dwight's weird cousin, and it fit absolutely perfectly. It's beautiful. So we're going to put Mose as a A. If we're talking about Mike Schur, that's his name, Mike Schur. Mike Schur would be an S tier, but Mose Schrute is here. Hank. I'll put Hank here, just because Hank was a security guard and he nailed that, like, this ain't worth the money you're paying me aspect of the blue collar guy, and I understand that, and it's great. Hank was great. I hated Todd Packer. I hated everything Todd Packer did. I hate everything this actor does. This actor is not funny. Y'all quit laughing at him. He's not funny at all. Nothing he does has ever been funny. He ruined Anchorman. Krampus was terrible. Fucking Todd Packer was an awful character. Y'all stop laughing at this man. He's not funny. Stanley Hudson. Miracle Whip. Stanley Hudson is going to go to the B category. You know what? Todd Packer's going down there with Charles Minor. Stanley Hudson's a B, bro. Stanley was consistently just that office blah, and he was great. He was funny, and he was good. I really, really enjoyed Stanley's character. I wasn't a big fan of Holly Flax, bro. Holly's going to be a C for me. Just because I'm not a fan. I get the plot story with Michael and how it was, their love and all this different kind of stuff, but I don't know. She's not funny. Not a fan. Pam is going to go as an A because Pam wasn't as funny as them. She was very important to the plot story, but she was not as funny as Jim or Michael. Now, Daryl Philbin, Craig Robinson, I love Craig Robinson. Daryl Philbin is going to go up here. Daryl Philbin was absolutely hilarious in this show. I loved it. I like everything Craig Robinson does. I think he's good. I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of Daryl. I'm a big fan of him having that moving up from the warehouse into an office vibe going on. It was great. All right, who's next? Roy Anderson. I'm going to put Roy down here. He just wasn't, he didn't do that much funny. Not a fan. Here we go. The real star of the show. Dwight Schrute. Rainn Wilson was the perfect actor for this, bro. Like, if you guys have seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. You know how good this is. You know how good his character was, especially his back and forth with these two. Man. Angela. Save Bandit. Angela's gonna go to B tier. Because she is just not. She was funny. She played her role. And if you've ever listened to the podcast with her and with Angela Kinsey and Jenna Fischer, they're friends in real life or whatever. But they have a podcast called Office Ladies where it's like a rewatch podcast. And I've been listening to it for about a year and a half now. And if you listen to it, she is nothing like Angela Martin. She's nothing like her character. She's super nice. She's super bubbly. And it's cool. So, all right, who's next? Aaron. Aaron is going to go also in the B tier. I think Aaron showed up and replaced Pam as the cute girl on the show. And I think, oh fuck, I'm getting tired. And I think that Aaron played a really good, like that ditzy, whatever. She's good. Bob Vance Refrigeration. That dude, that line alone puts him here. When he says it to the three different people, and then Ryan goes, what line of work you in, Bob? Great. Bob Vance Refrigeration. Plop. Where's Plop? Where's Clark? Plop's going to go the same as Clark. Plop didn't really have a chance to. He didn't have a good storyline with Jan, like Dwight Jr. did. I mean, he had the thing with Aaron, but that wasn't funny because everybody was still rooting for Andy. Robert California, the fucking Lizard King. I'm going to put him at the A tier just because of that line. Because of that. And when he tried to take Aaron home, and then that party that Ryan and Gabe hung out for. Those were all pretty funny. But I'm the fucking Lizard King was great. One of the iconic lines of the show. Phillippelli. Karen Phillippelli is going to be a B tier character. Didn't put her C because I love Rashida Jones. Everything else Rashida Jones does is really good. And she was really good as Carell Phillippelli. Just nobody ever gave her a fair chance because they were pulling so hard for Pam. Kelly Kapoor, I was not a fan of, but because she brought so much to the show, I'm going to put her as a B. She wrote a lot. She directed some. She produced a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and put Toby there too, because Toby was the same thing. Toby wrote and produced and directed so many episodes. Paul Lieberstein's great. I don't like the character of Toby, but I think that he played that character that he needed to play perfectly. Ryan Howard has got my favorite line in any Office episode ever. When Dwight shot the gun and Jim and who else was on that? Jim and somebody else. Jim, Toby, maybe Oscar? Gabe. Jim, Toby, and Gabe were on the manager search party list, whatever, where they were interviewing everybody. Jim's standing in the break room, and Stanley Hudson's in there with him. And Ryan's sitting in his little starlit closet that Jim gave him. And he says, oh, excuse me. Jim says that he is just going to pick a name out of a hat. And Stanley says that he needs to take it more seriously because this is the boss that's going to be coming to his funeral. And Ryan looks at him and rolls his eyes and says, oh no, Stanley, you don't live forever. And I didn't catch it the first probably 10 or 15 times I watched the show. But when I caught it, I had to pause because I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. So for that, BJ Novak, Ryan Howard goes to the A. Meredith. Meredith's going to be a C character because I'm not a big fan of her, really. I don't think she really did anything funny except when she caught her hair on fire. Her kid was annoying. She was just kind of gross. This one's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. My boy, Creed Bratton. Creed Bratton belongs in the S tier class because everything that came out of this man's mouth was hilarious, and half of it was ad-libbed. Everything that Creed Bratton said was absolutely hilarious, bro. He's my favorite character in the entire show. I mean, everybody likes Michael or Jim or Dwight, Pam. Creed, bro. Creed is the funniest in the entire show, and that's gonna piss a lot of people off. And I don't really give a fuck. This is my list. I'm gonna do how I want it. Jan. Jan's a C, bro, because Jan. I don't know. I don't have anything to say about Jan. She was annoying. She was crazy. But she did create the dinner party, and dinner party was the cringiest episode of that show that there ever was. Andrew Bernard. I'm gonna put Andy, bro. Andy's probably an A tier. He's the only one from Connecticut, from Stanford, that stayed. He was in the show all the way till the end. He played the banjo. It was beautiful. Andy was good. And then that brings us to D'Angelo Vickers. He is actually the reason that I created this level here. I didn't mean for these two to end up on it. Bro, every time I watch it, I skip his episodes. Like, that's, honest to God, that's the truth. I'm just not a fan of him at all. I don't think he's. Will Ferrell is funny. He was good in Step Brothers. He's good in Anchorman. He's good in certain things, bro. But he plays the same character all the time, and it's just not something that I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of him. I'm definitely not a fan of this character. So he goes here. That's my list. This is what the office list is supposed to look like. Now, let's go here. At least we agree here. What is this? You're putting a Todd Packer in an A? And Nelly in the A? You know you have 2 tiers down here that didn't even get touched. What? No shot, bro. No shot. No shot. No shot. No shot. This is right here. This one is right. 100% absolutely. This one's right. No shot, bro. Okay. Well, whatever.